Hello everybody, welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. We have SKillous and Elazer on Emerald City, going up against heromarine and Statis in the quarterfinals of the uThermal 2v2 circuit. And thank you to SKillous for providing me the replays of the other side of the bracket, because we have seen some matches. We have seen uThermal, we have seen Trigger and Clem, we've seen Serral and Zhuge, but that was all on the bottom side of the bracket. This was the top side of the bracket. And we have not seen SKillous and Elazer just yet in 2v2. Damn, all these pings, holy shit, they're so loud. But we have seen Statis and heromarine in the January edition of the 2v2 Cup. heromarine Statis did pretty decently, but I don't actually quite remember. I think they went up against Max Pax and Spirit? Or maybe it was Clem and Trigger. I think it was Clem and Trigger, actually. I don't quite remember. I'm not going to claim to remember. And I think they made it as far as the semis, so that was pretty deep. And I don't know if this is a static team forever, but heromarine and Statis did like their performance in the first Cup, the first edition. So they're going to keep playing. I think Elazer and SKillous also played in that one. Did end up going or bowing out, I think, in the semis as well. Maybe it was quarters. Should have checked. But we have not had the pleasure to see how this Protoss Zerg team works. So another Zerg in 2v2 is something I'm personally pretty interested in seeing what's going on there. How does that function? SKillous finishes up the Cyber Core. Does not have any gas to start an immediate starport, so maybe will do so a little later. Statis also starting Warp Gate before getting any tech. Does have a Nexus similarly timed. Seems like they are both doing same stuff. And heromarine is getting a natural expansion, is getting a factory. Let's see what Elazer does here. Does he? No, he does not have a gas, so he's going gasless right now. I guess as a Zerg you can do that against non-Zergs. I would feel so tempted to just put down a spine crawler right there, because I would be so afraid of any attack, just not being able to hold it. But maybe he's going to go to roaches straight away, knowing that he will probably be able to keep himself alive with his partner in crime, SKillous. Damn, they aren't doing a lot of pinging here. I did look if I can turn that off, which I can't. So hopefully it doesn't get super annoying. Statis going for a fleet beacon here. He has a Stargate. Starting +1. He's just going straight carrier, is he not? Or maybe Tempest. Let's hope it's Tempest. Let's just hope it's Tempest and it's not them just rushing Sky Toss. Aliens on the side of heromarine here. And Elazer is looking for a third base a little later than he would in 1v1, but still decently timed. SKillous puts down a pylon next to the debris, starting a pseudo wall, so he can kind of wall out these Hellions that try to get into their base to maybe kill a couple probes. Ooh, even going to be putting down a gateway here as well. They know those Hellions are around. And ooh, these Adepts don't like getting shot by the Hellions. They are light units after all. Look at that. Those Adepts do get taken down by the Hellions. Nice aggression there from heromarine. Elazer has not sent in this Overlord just yet, and look at that. The first carrier's already on their way. Statis, this dirty boy, he's getting +2 air attack already. He's literally just full on rushing carriers. And heromarine is just going to make a bio ball to stand underneath it, delaying his starport for that even. And SKillous placing a gateway in the front here. He did finish up Blink. Did he finish up Charge? No, he did not. He's just pure Blink Stalkers right now. 2 base Blink Stalkers, 3 gas, no third in sight. What is Elazer doing? Elazer is getting... Ooh, Dropper Lords? And he has Queens. with Overlord speed and now is making Ling Roach. So they are planning an attack here. Oh my, Elazer. How many drones do you have? 43 drones, 42 probes. Nice blink from SKillous revealing that he has a lot of stalkers. And he's running across the map. heromarine is putting down a double bunker. I wouldn't dislike 2 more layers of bunkers, honestly. And we see a bunch of shield batteries coming out here. From Statis does not have a forge. That's maybe a mistake, because there are no cannons done here. How many carriers do we have? Only 2. And SKillous doesn't want to have any of that. Just blinks in on top of the carriers, and these interceptors, they are being left behind. And this carrier, is he going to get out? No, he is not. Maybe the SUVs could have repaired some of the hull there. But Elazer and SKillous just bust the front, and they kill heromarine and Statis in a swift 1-2 punch. Nice timing attack from SKillous and Elazer. Wow, with the queens to boot. Dude, this, it felt a little bit like a blind attack, but this super greedy carrier rush, insta-punished. We didn't see him scout it, but yeah, they never really scouted it, but maybe they saw the cyber core spinning. They did see the quick extra gases. So maybe they just kind of felt it, you know, in their water. And heromarine even halfway at 1-1. Like, he just wasn't really ready to defend that either. And just a big Ling flood with stalkers busting open the front from Statis and heromarine. The blue team, GG's out. And the red team goes up 1-0. And here we are for game number 2. Managed to turn off the menu sounds, which actually turns off the very loud ping noises. So for game number 2, the red team on Crimson Research Lab, which is the one that has shared main, shared natural, and then you have 1 pocket base, and then it's kind of a free-for-all. Maybe you have a shared third base here on the low ground, and then, well, you get into the middle of the map, gold base, weird pocket bases. But it's mostly just going to be, this is your natural, and then what? Do you take double third together? Do you let somebody take a pocket base, and then take a third, fourth slightly later? It's, as I said before, it seems like the 2v2 map pool encourages one player to 2 base and the other one to potentially 3 base. It's pretty interesting. Elazer going for his expansion and not getting a gas just yet. Might just opt for another gasless build, as he doesn't feel like he needs speed early. I can kind of get behind that, because if you have to make Lings early, they're usually just kind of bad against a double opponent, because Lings just kind of do not scale well against like 4 adepts again, or instead of 2, right? Like if you were against double Protoss. So rather just have your teammate help you with that, make some extra queens yourself. We do see on the side of Statis and heromarine, they are going for the double expansion. And how are Statis and heromarine going to adapt here in game number 2 to Elazer and SKillous that showed that they are not afraid to just do a very sharp timing attack together, run in with the Lings and the Stalkers to try and punish any type of tech-heavy play. Statis might have learned that if he lets his gases in the natural get scouted, he is going to get potentially, well, I'll end on that. We do see +1 air attack once again from Statis. No gateway research whatsoever. Stargate comes after the +1 attack again. So they are going to do the same thing, but this time they are going to bet that they will survive. Elazer going for a third base. Ooh, there's a flying SCV type of boy over here. That's cute. And we see another Twilight from SKillous. Is this going to be the same game twice in a row? Third CC for heromarine is coming up as well. He's getting the Hellions. And let's see what Statis is up to. He is nicely tucked into the corner, so this Overlord this time around won't even have the opportunity to scout. Damn, he does blend in pretty well with the red background. Guess that's why we call it Crimson Research Lab. And another Overlord heading across the map. SKillous Adept is going back home. And these queens in the front, making sure that these Hellions can't potentially run into the base. We do see the fleet beacon coming up. And Statis going for a second Stargate. Literally just rushing carriers once again. It's the same build. And I don't necessarily hate it aside from the fact that it's literally carriers. And if they die to the same build, that's karma. So for the health of the game and my mindset, I would love to see SKillous and Elazer just do the same build a second time in a row and kill them a second time in a row. But for our entertainment's sake, I hope they get one step further. And heromarine going for a mech this time around, so he's not going for bio to stand underneath the carrier, which in my eyes is stronger. But he is going to go for mech. He's already gotten one tech lab and a second one completed. So double tech lab factories for... Oh, he's going Cyclone. Oh, so he's battle mech. So that's kind of bio. But it also isn't. I guess maybe that makes you a little stronger when defending. Oh, we even see the Cyclone upgrade here, letting them do a little bit more damage with their lock-on ability. Well, a little more, almost double. I think it's like... A couple of videos ago, I looked it up, how much it was, and I think it was something like 70 to 80% damage boost. But, like, loosely, it doubles their damage. And double Stargate is coming out. They haven't scouted that yet. They haven't scouted the gases either. And now let's look at the other side of the map. SKillous taking a third. Elazer taking a fourth. And we see the Hallucinated Phoenix are going to go across the map. Infestation Pit coming down for Elazer. Elazer literally has no upgrades right now. He's just been making drones and I guess some units? Now we do get +1 range and roach speed. And SKillous seems to be going just stalkers. He's getting the charge, and look at that. The Phoenix find the carriers. And now what? I feel like Statis should not be able to keep that third base. And yes, they should be able to deny heromarine this third base as well. Because I feel like you need 6 carriers before it's like really strong enough to defend. Lots of roaches coming out of Elazer's forges, like the fiery forges of war. I'm thinking about Isengard. Oh, these stalkers, they walk in, they manage to blink out, but they have to fight the cyclones. They keep the lock on, do a lot of damage. Kill the 3 stalkers there. They blink forward, do get 1 Hellion. And this means that we are going to have more carriers than we saw in the last game. The third carrier is on the map, and 2 more are coming in. +3 air attack is already coming out. And this might just be a very, very strong carrier timing that Statis and heromarine are going to hit together. Statis only now getting up a third base, though. So if we look at the worker counts, especially Elazer's really exploding there. We do have a good amount of stalkers still. They walk in, they click on the carrier. Statis slightly out of position, but it doesn't matter. He gets it back. He has a shield battery, and the interceptors are doing a lot of damage because they already have +2. And carriers attack a lot. They have interceptors that have double shot, I think. And that just means that +1 attack on both of those shots on every interceptor, that's so much damage. That attack upgrades are super important on these carriers, and especially against 0-0 units from their opponents. Well, +1 on the stalkers, but no defensive upgrades. It means that these carriers are going to do a lot of damage, but we do see the answer from SKillous and Elazer is going to be 11 Corruptors at least. With 4 Vipers as well. Oh my. And Elazer and SKillous are like, oh, you guys are literally the most passive you could ever be. You can't ever move out or we kill you. So we just take the gold base, we take another base, and we just explode onto the map. We explode into the supply as well. If you look at Elazer, I mean, it's a lot of roaches, but it's also a lot of corruptors. These stalkers try to trade out a little bit. 4 more corruptors coming in. These roaches try to take a little fight, but these cyclones are being super annoying. The vipers come in, they yoink all of the carriers onto kind of the middle of the fight. The stalkers don't really get to do the shots, or can they? Oh my god. They get all the shots they need. The corruptors and the stalkers just demolish the carriers there. Heromarines' army wasn't able to stand and fight. It needs to consistently kite. And the mothership also not there. Oh, the new carriers get intercepted by the corruptors. The interceptors don't do the damage, and this mothership does cloak a little bit of the army of Statis and Heromarine. Oh, it barely doesn't go down. It does go down. That stalker gets the last shot. And with that, the entire army of Statis is dead. He's below 100 supply. And SKillous and Elazer are just flooding across the map here. Stalkers fighting 2 armies whilst the roaches take care of all of those probes. But I don't think it matters too much. They can take some inefficient fights because they have more workers, more zealots coming in, doing zombie thangs. And maybe they can even take care of that Heromarine base a little later on. More corruptors are coming in. Double Nexus going down for SKillous. Look at that. He's like, yeah, we have all the map control in the world. And we're just going to have more money than our opponents. Elazer still very healthy in the supply department. Heromarine is holding on for dear life here with his mech army. He has the Cyclone upgrade. He has the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade. And he has +1 attack for his mech from the armory. Now, let's look at the upgrades for SKillous. He really booted up those upgrades, huh? He's 1-2, starting 3-2 for his ground army. And Statis now just starting +1 air armor. I would like him to start +1 shields as well, or did he not make a forge? He did make a forge. Not starting shields, though. I think shields are pretty good. Most air units have a decent amount of shields. It's especially bad on the, I think, the Void Ray. They ended up fixing that, but like, I think at the height of like the shield battery overcharged Void Ray rushes, where you would like build shield batteries and Void Rays next to your opponent's main. Oh, big blinking from SKillous, gets on top of Heromarines' army, has to kite back, but the Zealots and the Stalkers are tanking a lot of damage. The Corruptors come in as well, and Team Red just collapses on top of the blue army once again. Lots of Corruptors are going down, but not before all of these carriers are just sad and dead. And Heromarine throws in the G to the G, and Statis agrees, giving Team Red the 2-0 victory here in Game 2 on Crimson Research Station. And if you look at the map, what a commanding best of 3 for SKillous Elazer. As in Game 2, they're like, wow, they're doing this again? And they just respond accordingly. No map control means the entire map is for Team Red, or it's like red-purplish. And Team Blue, Statis Heromarine get pretty owned in both games where they try to rush dirty carriers. And they got away with it in game number 2. And honestly, it didn't even look that strong. I see the potential, but I feel like Heromarine needs to go bio, or like maybe even like Thor mech or something, you know? Like something that can stand its ground. Because these Cyclones just want to run away. Which means that the carriers also don't want to stand there and fight, right? And it's just a little unfortunate the mothership came in a little too late. And not enough cannons to defend. Stats is never able to take a quick third. Maybe on a different map or a different series, he'll take a corner base and just greed out a secret hidden third base, right? Because that will boost his carrier production when it matters, so that he doesn't have to defend like a super difficult third base. But happy to see that Elazer SKillous can just react to this, well, interesting 2v2 strat that I just don't want to be good. And so far, didn't look amazing. These interceptors from the carriers do a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough to stop Elazer and SKillous from demolishing them and taking them out into swift games, meaning that Elazer SKillous move on to the semifinals, where they are going to meet Max Pax and Spirit. Oh yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Be sure to subscribe.